Hey y'all, I know there's an awful lot going on in the world right now, but I was watching an interview that I kind of wanted to talk about with you. And if you want to go see it, I believe it was on yesterday. Cracking Cases. It's the one where he's got the picture of the Walgreens on it. And he didn't get to talk about whatever it was he wanted to talk about, but Candus evidently was down in chat. And speaking of, in this interview, it was mentioned by BK that she created her own YouTube channel. Not a surprise. Anyways, I want to get back to this. So, he was trying to be, he tries to look at everything positive and maybe a little too positive because I think that he's trying harder than she is. He was bringing attention to her, all these really nice comments that people actually were making to her, encouraging her, lifting her up, saying, hang in there and all this. And she was very distracted, I guess is the right word. And, during his reading these, she kind of interrupted him, and she's like, hey, have you heard from Benny? And he's like, no. I mean, he even asked her one time, did you hear that comment, Candus? Because it was really supportive. And she's like, yeah. And went on to, have you heard about Benny? And he goes, no, I haven't, heard from him. And then she kind of went on a rant about how she loves Donnie, but she's not in love with him anymore. And she'd do anything for him, but she's not in love with him anymore. And he was incredibly uncomfortable. I mean, very uncomfortable. You could tell he didn't know what to say. And I don't think Allie really knew what to say either. She was kind of speaking over them at times. Anyways, in my opinion, she seemed more excited about the fact that Benny had made a comment in the chat and she wanted him to come up. Cam was asking her, have you told Dawn? She's like, no. And she went on to say, I told Benny to look at Cam, that she was up there and she was telling him how she felt. I guess she's talking about Dawn, right? And so Cam asked her, was she going to tell Dawn, and that she should tell Dawn. And I don't even think she really acknowledged that very much. But, he asked her something about when was she ever the happiest. She says, I've never felt any happiness in her whole life. And my take from that was kind of like, okay, I can get that you've had a crappy life. I believe that. I told y'all before, I think she's been abused in many ways in her childhood, and I don't think she's had a very happy life. But one thing that has always brought me happiness is my children, watching them play, just the littlest things, watching them sleep, or learning something new, or looking for four-leaf clovers in the yard, or little things, that brought me joy. And she didn't have any kind of response. Like, she went straight back to Benny. I personally believe that she's crushing on him and that he might need to be very careful with that, just because I don't think the feeling is mutual. I realize he's done things to help them. Ever since Dawn's been locked up, to me, she does seem to be a lot happier. And I can get that. She's like being able to do her own thing without having to hear any repercussions from anywhere. But she's been making more appearances, a lot more laughing, and even did a karaoke. And she's kind of broke out of her shell. I mean, just the fact that she has a YouTube channel now is kind of mind blowing in a way, because she remained totally tight lipped for what, 7 months, other than fighting with Dawn on live. But the fact is, they don't have to, I, like, testify against each other, and that's always concerning. One thing that also caught my attention, she had gave two different accounts of Allie being at that parade when she was walking down with Robin, carrying the banner. And like I said, she gave two different accounts of what Allie allegedly called out to her. And, on this interview, Cam and Allie and Benny Keys were talking about how terrible that was. And she's like, it's okay, it's fine. Yeah, I don't know, y'all. It's just, but, okay. So, y'all go watch that if you want to watch the whole thing. I watched what I could. But there is one thing I noticed in the video, and I had to rewind it several times to make sure I was seeing things right. But at one point, Allie gets up and leaves, and Cam is sitting there at the computer, and he's distracted. And Candus kind of glances down at the floor to her left, and that caught my attention. And then she leans way back in the chair, and then you can see, and she thinks she's out of camera's view, and she takes the bottle and she tilts it up. And I will show you that. I'm just going to show you that one little clip, and I slowed it down, and I recorded it like a few times so that you could watch it more than one time. But the reason I want to show you that is because I have said all along that just because Dawn is locked up and she's fixing the house up and all of that, it doesn't mean that anything is going to change. Change is not going to come for her by fixing the house and Dawn being gone. She is getting more comfortable as the day goes on. The days go on with Dawn being gone. And, she's talking about getting the boys back. And I've always said that she is going to require a minimum probably of a year in rehab to change any kind of thought process that she has, because she's been on drugs her whole life. And we're not talking about like just a little pot. We're talking about hard drugs. And after everything the boys have been through, and some are still being missing, those boys don't need to leave a structured environment where I'm hoping that they're flourishing, and go back in to that environment, that home that they left, where they didn't feel safe, where they weren't getting the proper nourishment, and school attendance and the help with that, and the counseling. I just think it would be unhealthy unless Candus goes to rehab and gets some additional help. I told y'all, I don't think she's working the counseling program that she's getting now. I think she's just walking through the motions. I had a lot that I was thinking while this video was going on, and I wanted to express them to you. And I know they came out as if I'm talking in circles, and I've been told that I do that from time to time. Perhaps you followed me. But one thing I do want to point out, and I don't always agree with Cam and Allie. We have difference of opinions, but I do think that overall their intentions are very pure. And I think that they're trying to look for the good in Candus and trying to help her. And in my opinion, just from what I've seen tonight, and I haven't watched a whole lot of their videos, but it appeared to me that she was kind of talking over them and not really appreciating what they're trying to accomplish for her and her kids. I really hope that they guard their feelings a little bit more with her. And I think personally that she is just very interested in living her best life right now. Y'all make your own decisions. I'm going to share the video now. Okay, so I guess I'm going to talk you through this. So about 3/4 of the way through the video, Allie gets up and her and Cam are having discussions. And Candus looks down. Here's the bottle. Okay. Let's see. I don't know if I can. Okay. So, like I said, now watch. She's going to look down to her left. See that? She leans back. You can see the bottle tilt. Not very well. I will zoom it in. Here we go again. Zoomed in. Looks like a little R&R. This is in slow motion, y'all. She bends down. She thinks she's out of camera's range. There it is. She wants everyone to think she's sober and doing really well. But I've always told you I don't believe so. I think she's still doing the same old Candus. Here we go again. I'm going to run it through one more time. Cam is down. She's going to look down to her left. She scratches her chin, looks down, leans back. I'm going to zoom in again. There's the bottle. So how much change has been made? Just saying. Been wanting to tell y'all for a while, I've got the worst allergies of anybody you know. I'm allergic to everything. Pollen, dust, grass, animal dander. So I'm constantly sniffing and stuff. Have to clear my throat sometimes. I get stuffy. And I know how YouTube is. Quick to assume things. But that's what it is. I have horrible allergies. I should probably be getting shots. But I just take a Benadryl at night. Better by morning. And then by the evening, I'm back stuffy. Anywho. I've had a lot of flack from some people, and that's fine because I'm learning YouTube's tough. And the only reason I started this channel in the first place is to have a place that I can come and talk about Summer and keep her name out there and have discussions with people, because at home people get sick of hearing about it. But what is most important to me is that Summer's name stays out there, and that we keep at this until whatever the truth is comes out and justice is served. And I would really, 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 above all, well, I want justice above all, but I really, really, really want Summer to be found, and if she's safe, to receive the proper counseling and long-term support that she needs. And if she's not, to allow her little body to be laid to rest. She doesn't deserve wherever she is. She's never deserved anything she's ever gotten. And I really do care about that. Having said that, I do want to acknowledge each of you, because y'all challenge me, you encourage me, you disagree with me, and I honestly appreciate all of it because it keeps me grounded, and I honestly want to stay that way. It's good to hear all sides without us getting angry and attacking each other. And I honestly believe that we all have one common goal, and that's to find Summer. So on some level, we ought to, no matter what the opinion is, to be able to come together and keep her name out there. So, y'all, I hope y'all have a great night. Thank you for watching, and I will talk to you again soon.